Hello and welcome, Henning Pauli here. Today we're looking at something pretty unique, and I have to admit I pushed it aside for quite a while since I took it home from the the Polyend Guitar Fest. I always get that wrong. Polyend Guitar Fest from my new friend from Polyend, who make really cool drum machines and synthesizer stuff, but also then effects pedals inspired by the world of synth and drum machines. We'll get to that. But I was petrified. It's a song. Because I thought it's way too complicated, and then I have to read the manual, which I did, and really get into it, and it's all these algorithms, and then you have to automate them. They did something super clever. They made a pretty complicated pedal that could be a bitch to program and made it relatively straightforward and simple. And I will show you. I'm going to say first I take it out of the box. Did I actually film that? Don't know. If I did, it's coming here. So on the table, we have the Polyend Mess. It's sleek looking. It's very Apple simplified. I just absolutely love the look. With its knobs that are actually coded in a way. You can see the ones without the lines. They're endless encoders and you can push them, like so. And the ones with the lines go from left to right, and that's it. Where you have input volume and then mix. And you don't even see a parameter changing. It's got a stereo input, insert cable style, stereo output, expression. Further in the back, I don't think we have a camera showing the back. Oh yeah, we do. Leslie's on it. USB-C for updates and shit, and also MIDI from the computer. There is MIDI there. And then micro SD card slot for a further 1,000 presets if you need them. Nobody fucking needs them. What is it? Well, if you look at it, it's moving, right? You see these lighting up in a pattern. What is that pattern? Let's click on this. Well, you can see it right here. And you can see right here that we have a step sequencer. And that step sequencer is going right now in 16 steps based on the tap tempo or, of course, MIDI clock. And for each of the steps, which I can, of course, define in length and so on, I can define parameters. So right now, I have panning. I made it very simple. So I'm holding step number 1, which is on. And you can see the panning is on the left. If you look to the top right there, it says panning. But then it jumps to the right and a jump to the left. It's just a jump to the right, left, right, left. You know, we're in Germany. Left, right, you get that. Wait, I messed it up. I'm going to go to a different preset and then back to my preset. So you can also just use it as a normal effect by not running this. It has 4 effects in series or in parallel, or 2 in series and 2 in series, which then go parallel in blocks of 2. All definable right here. Preset routing, there you go. How do I go back? Oh, series, exit. It's actually really intuitive once you start playing with it. She said, we have those 4 effects in series right now, okay? For each of the effects, you have parameters and a lane of changing them over time. So you could, for example, say, in a measure, always on the 3 and, I want the mix of the reverb to be huge and then gone. So you're playing 1, 2, 3, oh, 1, 2, 3, oh, you know? This is shit you can't do anywhere else. It's pretty damn crazy. This could be a super complicated effect, but it isn't, because rather than giving each algorithm loads of parameters, you really only have, let's call them 3 parameters. maybe 4 if we count mix. So really simple. Each algorithm is pretty much like an effects pedal with basic operation, but they rather just gave you an algorithm to start with that's already a little bit different than the last one. So you have a tape delay and then a slightly different tape. They all have kind of a flavor, and you can tweak the flavor, but it's not like an H9 from Eventide, crazy amount of parameters. So it's actually rather simple to keep an overview of what you're doing. And you can really automate only these very few parameters. That makes it doable. Let me do this. I'll play a couple of presets while you see some product shots. Or pretty much probably 1 or 2 presets, because then the shots are over. I'm of course going into, I'm going into the Royalist, which you can see on the table here in the corner. It's the Royalist pedal, which has a stereo effects loop from Tone King. Out, sent into the Mess, and then stereo back into the Royalist. That is going in the room. XLR into the Tonex caps, left and right to me, so I can hear it hugely stereo. And that is going just through the Tonex caps, unprocessed, into the recording system. In the back is a mini Moog, because I wanted to tell you I have a mini Moog. Leslie doesn't get how cool that is. She's like, isn't that just like a keyboard? Please tell her in the comments how fucking cool that is. Okay? She reads the comments sometimes. Say, Leslie, it's fucking cool. Okay. Product shots, here we go. Oh, it's not running. Now it's running. Here we talk. Here we now we're talking. Bottom line is that the possibility for amazing ambient soundscapes is huge. And that's probably what it's used for also, of course, in conjunction with synthesizers to get more movement into like an analog synth like the Mini. So how relevant is this for us guitar players? Well, first of all, if we want ambient soundscapes and we want movement that is time synced, really cool. If you have creative ideas, like a step sequencer filter, what pedal can do it? So yes, it can do all of that, and I'll show you how to do that. It is rather simple. However, I want you to understand that in itself, it's also just a great multi-effect with a bunch of really, really cool sounds. So for that, I made a preset here. It's actually relatively easy to navigate to high presets. It goes really, really quick. So this is just a delay. And as you can see, if I go to 1, there's nothing programmed here. So it's really just a delay. Stereo delay. Everything else is off. For those who ask, this is my Tyler US Custom Studio Elite HD. If you want to bitch about the headstock, go right ahead. You're only doing that because you're fucking jealous. That's why. What if I want reverb now? I'm going to go to 2, 3, 4. Let's go to 3. These 4 knobs are these 4 blocks. So if I twist this, oh, nothing happens here. You can see that happens, that happens, that happens. And this one here is the effect type. Let's pick this. If I click any of them, it goes to the second page. And now we've got 4 more. So effect mix, effect gain, and so on. And there's always sequence length and sequence speed. So it's pretty straightforward that these 4 things are those 4 things. Once you understand that, not so bad. Once you understand any of them clickies, goes to the other page. Not so bad. Panning, let's go through them really, really quickly. Let's see, make that bigger again. Thank you. It's nice if I don't have to do that shit in editing. And Leslie's so lucky that she gets to learn about all these amazing effects. So here we have the panning. This is a waveform controlled panner, but also, again, everything can be automated. So another panner, and here are shapers. So probably like a drive thing. Should we just play some of these? I can't really mute this one, except for I can turn the mix down, but there isn't a quick mute function as far as I know. That sounds like not a lot's happening. That's more subtle drive, right? Why? Why am I not? Yeah, it does something, but subtly. It's probably cooler once you have nothing. Once you're stuttering it, you know? Getting more pronounced. Don't see this as your overdrive. Obviously, this is for cool effects, like... Should I? Okay, well, why not? Why not? We're gonna go to a sequence length of 8. Sequence speed of 1. So right now we're only using 8 blocks. We're doing nothing and that one. 4, 1, 2, and then these 2. So it should run through that. Okay. And so how we're doing this is, let's stop this. We are holding this, and I'm turning the amount all the way up. And maybe down here. And here all the way up. It should be down here, but it's up. Do I have to turn it down again? I think so, yep. And up. And down here. So it should be down, yep. Up, down, up. That needs to be on. Okay. So technically, once it's running, pretty subtle, right? So we could, let's try that. There you go. We put our delay back in. Oh, wait. There we go. wasn't too complicated, right? Couple of hiccups, but okay. So we're gonna leave this. We were here on this thing. Let's go to 4. We were on shaper. So loads of shapers, filters. We've got a high pass, low pass, like the Jennifer low pass. And this is really what I want. I want a step filter to go waka waka. You know what I mean? And I want that into delay that goes and that whole thing to go. I can build this. I can build the effect that I want. Well, with bandpass, we're gonna all cover that when we talk about synthesizers and their individual parts and then effects. I'm doing a whole series. Stay on the channel and watch that. Low shelf, high shelf, formant. So you can actually, it's not like at a construction site where you have a foreman. This is a formant. It's very different. This is the IY filter. And you can switch between the IU on each step, therefore making your guitar or your synth or whatever talk. EQ, and then there's pitch, of course, for pitchy stuff. It would take way too long to program any of that stuff. That's why we're going to go through some presets, but I want to show you what's possible. So, don't know what that is. Then you've got micro loopers, which I think probably loop a little bit when it's on and then play it back somewhere else or something like that. Stereo slice, drop, stereo drop, reverse, stereo reverse. And then we have different algorithms for algorithms of reverbs. So we've got a chamber, and a loft chamber, a wash chamber, a soda chamber, a pretty chamber, a blur, hall. But the big point is, not a lot of parameters. You've got the can, hall. You've got the filter frequency, the filter gain, and the effect mix. That's it. The others are related to the sequence length, and the sequence speed. So each of the 4 different tracks, meaning the 4 different effects in series or parallel, can have a different length and a different speed. So one could evolve slowly, while the other one loops 5 times, while the one loops once, if you know what I'm trying to say. All these are different reverb algorithms. You definitely find a lot. And again, all of them, as you can see, with 3 parameters: decay time, tone, and mix. Decay time, filter frequency, and mix, and so on. Here we get to the delays. Multi-tap delay, we just heard that. Choruses, flanger, phaser, stereo chorus, tape modulation, vibrato, granular burst for the crazy shit. We've already heard that in the beginning. We're going to hear more of that. A particle sampler, and that's it. So what I'm going to do is here, just get out of this. I go here, empty one, room reverb. That's how easy it is to just get a reverb. Save it, done. Don't have to do any other complicated shit, right? You want a bit of chorus on there. That's how easy that is, or Let's go check out a couple of presets. Again, this one I made, which is a... I didn't make it, I edited the first preset, and I put the panner there. And you can see, if you go to pan, that's what's happening. By the way, on my screen, these are just as green as this. It's a beautiful high-res screen, and these, for each of the tracks, actually are in the same colors. Yeah, you can see that better there. So, the camera from the top doesn't really catch that. So if we go to this, for example, you're gonna ask, why are there white ones? That is holding the parameter. So whatever parameter is here gets held until the next one. So it doesn't turn off or go back. And the way to do this is actually you hold, you make a new step, and you hold it, and you go until the last one you want it held to. So I just made a quarter note. Let me illustrate again. Turn that off. Bam. Could I do this? I held it until here. Well, that one probably interjects. So I hold this one until here. Bam, done. That's how you're holding parameters. It is a relatively straightforward interface, and it's easier than I thought because you're only dealing with very limited amounts of parameters. Go to, here we just heard this one earlier. It's nice, but it's not moving yet. You can see different speeds. So the stereo chorus moves really fast in terms of its parameter changes. The reverb slowly. There's another stereo chorus that only has a 5-step sequence. In the filter, again, 16 steps. And when you're holding this down, this changes to play chance. So you can introduce a little bit of randomness, or actually when the previous one played, then only this plays. So it doesn't have to be exactly the same thing every time. You can actually put percentages on possibilities, probabilities on the different steps. Crazy shit. I'm gonna say after about an hour, you know what you're doing with this, which is pretty damn cool. Sometimes it's a lot of fun to crank up the mix. The expression pedal is of course assigned to different things. I assigned it to mix on mine. So when we go here, I did not. How do I do this? I'll show you. Expression pedals, pedal parameter, master mix, done. And then I have to save, which I forgot to do. You can also assign, make the name automatic, so it comes up with a freaky name, which is what I did. That's why it's called Scintillating Worm. Here we go. And the thing on the floor is, of course, the Black Mountain Pedals Roller Expression doohickey, for which, of course, we have a top cam. What this thing does, nothing else can. Now, if you need it or not, that's up to you. Some of these presets are very drastic to show you what's possible. But that, for example, is just fucking cool. That's it. If you're in any way into some kind of creative sound designing, you have some synthesizers that need movement, you like to turn guitars into washes or moving pads, you are working with sequencers and DAWs that you can sync to this, you can have the goodness of dirty guitars with synthy kind of soundscapes, and also straightforward effects, reverbs, delays, whatever. It can all be programmed in there, and with an extra card you can have 1,000 presets, and of course with MIDI you can switch between those and so on. It's a super unique box that you shouldn't be afraid of. I was, and within really 20 minutes I was like, wait a second, you just go to the track, there's 2 pages, you go out of the track, oh wait, I want to do the reverb, it's right there. There's my effect mix done. I want the effect mix to be right here, to be, wait, from here to here, fine, but then here I want the effect mix. You bastard. The mix can't be, I can't do the mix, what? No, I can only do those I can't do the mix, okay. Oh, no, not the play chance. I want the filter frequency up, the gain up, that's it. And then that gets automated. Apparently, that page you can't automate. Can you? Wait. Yeah, when you hold it in, you only get page 1. Okay, well, that's how it is. Anyway, this was a Gear in Trade video. Way too complicated video for that, but I now have a mess. I am not one, but I have one. So, thanks so much, Polyend, for doing this. I can't wait to check out their Endless, which is an AI-based algorithm pedal that does AI algorithms, but all based on their own algorithms. So it's not stealing from anyone. It's looking at what they've created and then doing combinations of that for you based on your prompt. So that could be really cool. That's it. The Mess is cool. If that's something that appeals to you, go buy one. I'll put links below. It's available at Thomann and Sweetwater, and those links are there, so please use them if you so choose. Check out their website. I'll link to that as well. And as always, like, subscribe, sign up to the newsletter, because at some point I'm going to start sending newsletters out, and then you can get one. And also animals at the end. Imagine